Somehow, some way, the canoe with new colors found its way into the infield lake at Saratoga Racecourse. Irish green, yellow, keen ice, Donegal Racing. And that was the story in yesterday's 146th running of the Travers. That canoe out in the infield for all to see over the next 12 months as we are off and running. No rest for the weary on this Sunday edition. Live, in fact, Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt, Saratoga Insider. Glad you're settled in. We're tired, but let's be honest, this is one of the best parts of the day as we continue on with this never-ending Travers weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Just a beautiful evening, too. The light's gotten soft. It's a little bit humid, but it's cooling off as the evenings tend to do as we head to autumn. I had to get that out, autumn. But I was thinking about that canoe. They painted it so quick. What do you think they do with it when that lake's frozen over? You think somebody, like, ice fishes out there?
I wonder if somebody ice fishes out there, and there you go. You can't miss it. And for Dale Romans and Donegal Racing, they shocked the racing world, including American Pharoah, yesterday afternoon in front of 50,000. We handled just under $50 million. It was an unforgettable Travers Day 146. And the good news and the silver lining to everything that went on, American Pharoah has come out of his second-place finish in the Travers no worse for wear. On the backside this morning was his trainer, Bob Baffert. He had him out. Public was looking at him, and there he is, bright, alert, and Bob Baffert said he doesn't seem upset even though he lost yesterday.
No, he just looks so intelligent. You know, he's still got an adoring public. He lost nothing in defeat. Hey, I even see Phil Jernak in there from our press department.
Cool.
And, you know, he looks bright. He looks good. He looked like a tired horse yesterday after the race, and he had a right to be. You know what? They're not machines. They're flesh and blood, and this horse has run hard all year long. It's a shame he got beat, but you know what? He doesn't have anything to be ashamed about.
Well, I think this is a case because he got second with this. Gallant as could be with that gigantic heart down to the finish line. And it's been the case for many, many years with many different champions. You sometimes find more about a racehorse in defeat than a victory. To me, Zenyatta is at the top of the list in my, personal opinion, and I think that applies here to American Pharoah.
I think it's a really sound idea what you're saying. Seattle Slew when he was beaten by Exceller, same thing. Came away knowing more about his courage and the kind of racehorse he really was in defeat, and I think that's what we saw because he was empty at the quarter pole and he refused to yield. He was softened up. He got beat, but you know what? He fought all the way to the wire.
When the chips are down, though, trainer Dale Romans might be the greatest, at least over the last quarter century, regarding trainers engineering long shot upsets. He was pretty pleased after taking the Travers, and here he is earlier today.
You know, I've won some big races, of course, Dubai World Cup, Preaknesses, and things. I think this is the biggest win of my career because of the historic value. And nobody will know if it's going to have the legs that Onion beating Secretariat had. And I told Jacob, my son, last night, I said, 40 years from now, come to my grave and tell me if they're showing the replay like they did of Onion beating Secretariat.
You do wonder if it's a case of that defeat of American Pharoah by Keen Ice may go down in history as part of Saratoga lore, just like you can't help but think of the mighty great H. Allen Jerkins and Onion defeating Secretariat in the 1973 Whitney.
Well, exactly. Onion, you can go back as far as the prep for the Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy, defeating a Triple Crown winner way back in the 30s. So, I like the fact, though, that Dale Romans really gets the history part of this and how important it is. I mean, he's won a Preakness, Dubai World Cup, but the Travers and what it means to this community, what it means to racing, historically, he's right. This is his biggest win.
And he became the 101st individual trainer to win at least one race this summer at Saratoga. Pretty cool, and that was kind of lost in the hubbub in yesterday's 146 Travers. And how about Javier Castellano? It keeps getting better. There was a much-talked-about fictitious Javier slump going into the Travers Day program. Your best show up on your biggest days, and that was evident with the 3-win Saturday.
It's a big difference between a slump and a slow week. And then when he won with Hush Hush Mush Mush, a horse that looks like he doesn't really have a lot of want to win, I thought, wow, you know what? He just turned the corner. He's going to have a big weekend. And what a meet he's had. Think about the 3 big races he won. Incredible.
First rider ever to win the Whitney, Alabama Travers in the same summer at Saratoga. And here's Javier from earlier today.
Javier, a record-setting 5th Travers victory. Just walk us through the race a little bit, and how did it feel?
I feel great. It's especially when you win that kind of race. And the Travers is amazing race all year round. It's the best 3-year-old in the country in the summertime. And I'm very lucky, very fortunate, blessed to win my 5th Travers, and my career. I couldn't believe it when I win my first win Bernardini. I thought, well, that's my great highlight career in my life. But very lucky, very fortunate to win the race.
All the great jockeys over the years. I mean, we can go way back. Eddie Arcaro, through Angel Cordero, Jerry Bailey. You've done it more than anybody, but you've also done something that no other jockey in history has ever done. In one meet in Saratoga, you won the Whitney, the Alabama, and the Travers. No other jockey's ever done that. What does that feel like?
I feel special, a lot of support, be blessed in the right time, the right place. I think a lot of support, a lot of good training. They give me good horses to ride and the best horse in the country. I think I took the opportunity and go from there. I mean, like you say in the beginning, a lot of great riding past the history in Saratoga. And I think I've been very lucky, very fortunate.
What's the secret? There's got to be some. You seem to know how to ride the 1.25 miles on this track so well. Is there a certain secret? And what were you thinking on the backside when you saw Frosted leaning on American Pharoah?
I think you got to focus yourself. You put a lot of work together, and you got to focus and be adjustment each horse every time you ride. Every horse is different. You can ride a different style. You need to be adjustment the best for the horse. They give you opportunity to the horse to win the race. I think yesterday was set up perfect for my horse. And those two horses, who could do a speed all the way in the race, turn off for home. And I think I was in good tactical position to win the race. I give you opportunity to my horse, and he give me good kick. And where you go, I'm very lucky.
Well, you're winning in bunches again. Any chance you're going to catch Irad Ortiz?
We see, that's the goal. I can't complain. I have a great meet. Like you say, I win a lot of great wine to me. But you want to win this time. That's my last goal.
Well, congratulations. You're doing great.
Thank you.
2 straight Saratoga riding titles, 2 straight Eclipse Awards as the nation's champion jockey, and an unprecedented feat of the hat trick, Saratoga hat trick, the Whitney, Alabama, and Travers for Javier Castellano.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, and you and I were going through it this morning. We're actually having a lot of fun going through the history of these races, and to see all the great names that have won 3 of these races at different times, but 3 in the same meet, it's unheard of.
Irad, Javier, you ready? Let's see what happened today. 33rd card of racing. Travers Week continued with an 11-race marathon Sunday. Fillies and Mares took center stage on a warm and sunny Sunday afternoon. Here's the featured 5th race, the Smart and Fancy.
Fancy, and it's Lady Shipman right out to the front. And Tawny's going to go with Lady Shipman early on. These two out for the lead together, and Free as a Bird is just off of them, running in 3rd by 2.5. Knit 1 per 2 is 4th. Then comes Sugar Shock and Rumble Doll. Up the backstretch, and it is Tawny in front. Javier Castellano gets Tawny to the lead, and Irad Ortiz Jr. sits second with the favorite Lady Shipman. Free as a Bird is 3 lengths off the lead after a 21-4 opening quarter mile. Knit 1 per 2, 4th on the inside, and then it's Sugar Shock and Rumble Doll. Around the far turn, and Lady Shipman moves up right alongside of Tawny, and Free as a Bird tracks them in 3rd and is moving 3 wide. At the top of the stretch, Lady Shipman and Tawny still stride for stride into the final furlong. Free as a Bird has to quicken in 3rd. Lady Shipman takes the lead, puts away Tawny, and then comes Free as a Bird. Lady Shipman opens up. Lady Shipman by 4. This is just one fine filly. Oh, what an easy win for Lady Shipman over Free as a Bird. And it may have been Rumble Doll in a photo with Tawny for 3rd.
1 minute, .46, a new course record at the hands of Lady Shipman. They open the latch. She gets out there. She runs as fast as she can, and nobody can get close to her.
Yeah, actually, Jay, she even just set off that horse a little bit, being out in the clear. I mean, the post kind of helped facilitate that, right? And Irad Ortiz picked up the mount. Eduardo Nunez, a regular rider, couldn't get here, had trouble with his flight. But this filly's so special, and she's out of a mare. Something to talk about? Well, this filly's given us something to talk about.
Twitter and Facebook raging after this big win in the Smart and Fancy, and here is winning jockey Irad Ortiz.
Irad, Lady Shipman's so fast, but it looks like she relaxed nicely the first quarter.
Yes, first of all, I want to say thanks God and the trainer and the owner for giving me the opportunity to be in the filly today. The jockey supposed to ride her, Nunez can make it, so they give me the opportunity. And she's fast, and she told me whatever you want to do with her, so she's quick. So I break out of there, and I got speed in inside, so I don't want to chase him too much, so I sit right there, and she relaxed pretty good. And when it's time for running, I asked her, and she was a push button. She just take off and did it easy.
as I know she won easy and she broke the track record, but does she give the impression she might go a little bit further, or you think about 5.5 sit?
5.5 is great for her, and I think she can go 6. I really think. No more than that. I don't know if the trainer want to do something else, but I think she can do it.
Coming up here to Saratoga this summer, obviously you want to do good. Did you ever dream you'd have as good a meet as you're having?
Well, you know, like I always say, I think positive all the time and work hard, and thanks God, and you know, I having a great meet so far, so I enjoy it so far.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Masterful job by trainer Kathleen O'Connell with Lady Shipman, who just quite simply is a freak. And you would have to think, Mig, as August comes to a close, she might just be this country's early favorite for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint.
Well, I think she is, because at Keeneland it's 5.5 furlongs, not that 6.5 furlong configuration down the hill at Santa Anita. 5.5, I don't see anybody having an easy time getting by her.
Fastest 30 minutes in all thoroughbred racing. Not as fast, however, as Lady Shipman. We'll try, though. Let's get it to race number 8. Larry Colmus, very competitive optional claimer on the main track.
And it is Waco who comes out quickly for the lead. On the outside comes Blaine Jim, and Juba is away third from the inside, joins the leaders along the rail. Ocean Knight is fourth early on and 2.5 lengths off the lead in the initial stages here. Then it's Sassicaia, Doc Allman to the inside, followed by Rubel and Double Down again. Saturday's Charm at the back of the pack as they move up the backstretch. And it is Waco in front. Juba second to the inside at 21 4 opening quarter mile. These two take him into the turn with Blaine Jim just to the outside of them, and the three of them are right together. Ocean Knight 2 lengths off of them and running in fourth on the far turn. Then Sassicaia, Doc Allman, followed by Double Down again, Rubel and Saturday's Charm around the far turn, and it is Juba on the inside, and Waco. Ocean Knight is closing on the far outside. Blaine Jim has moved back into fourth, and farther out into the track, Sassicaia and Double Down again. It's Waco. Waco in front, 1 furlong to run. Waco pulls away from Juba. Ocean Knight is closing in. On the far outside is Double Down again. Waco, Double Down again. Ocean Knight, it's Waco. Waco with the rail in the lead, and Waco and Eric Consell hold on from Ocean Knight. Double Down again, and Saturday's Charm.
Like his sire, Medaglia d'Oro, Waco is right at home here on the main track at Saratoga Racecourse.
Yeah, now 4 starts, 3 victories in a second. He loves Saratoga. You said it earlier. He might be the new 4-star Dave, but on the dirt.
Bill Clifton Jr., Jimmy Bond turning back the time in those maroon silks. Good to see Waco at the top of his game. Eric Consell, 13 wins and counting. Maybe he had another big pick 6 carryover coming your way on the other side of the break.
The new Parks Fall Festival will double purses for each of its 32 live racing days. What an opportunity for Pennsylvania breds. In an open maiden special, PA breds will run for over $100,000. So be there at Parks in the fall.
Hello, I'm Brian Sanfratello. Last year, we paid $33 million to PA breds in the form of breeder awards, owner bonuses, and restricted race purses. Our Equine Coalition Group is united in the pursuit of making sure that we receive every dollar we deserve. And that's why our Racehorse Development Fund has been constant in the past 4 years. Please go to our website at www.pabred.com or give me a call at 610-444-1050.
We can't forget, nor will we soon forget, the Irish green and yellow silks of Donegal Racing, Jerry Crawford, Keen Ice, Dale Romans, and Javier Castellano. The upset winners defeating a Triple Crown champion at Saratoga in Travers 146. And it's all about dreaming big, $40, a few dreams, and maybe a post-parade in racing form. All you need for the $40 buy-in low roller contest at Saratoga each and every Sunday and Monday. It's the MIG, it's JB. Let's get you back to the action on day 33, race number 10, Mellon Turf, Fillies and Mares, in this allowance with Larry Colmus.
And it's a very even beginning here. Chocolatier, Seeking Her Glory, and Feathered go out to the front. These three to the lead, and Feathered will be taken back here by Javier Castellano and let the pace-setting pair go at it early on. And Feathered is guided to the inside and saves all the ground into a cozy spot in third into that first turn. Then comes Robillard and Runway Giant on the inside. Run of the Rivers in a bit of traffic there. And going up on the outside is Flamingo Lane as they make their way to the backstretch. And also just a bit headstrong is Hope Cross near the back of the field. Then Nominative and Maggie Neary, 24 and 1 was the opening quarter mile. Chocolatier, the leader, Seeking Her Glory. A length behind, running in second. Feathered is third on the inside. Flamingo Lane follows in fourth. Robillard is fifth. Then it's Runway Giant sixth and 5 lengths off the lead. Followed by Hope Cross, Run of the River on the inside. Nominative, second last, and Maggie Neary. The half was 48 and 4 for Kendra Carmouche, who guides Chocolatier into the far turn, 3/4 of a length to the good of Seeking Her Glory. And then comes Flamingo Lane and Feathered, who continues to ride the rail and race in fourth into the far turn. Robillard is next on the outside. And then it's Hope Cross, followed by Runway Giant. Run of the Rivers getting going, and she's going to have to come wide as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Chocolatier turning for home in front. Feathered's had a perfect trip so far. Now she angles to the outside and comes after Chocolatier in the final furlong. Flamingo Lane is next. And then to the outside, it's Hope Cross, but it's Feathered. Feathered and Javier Castellano have it. And Feathered will win going away over Chocolatier. And then it was Flamingo Lane and Hope Cross.
Clash of the Titans, Chad Brown about to be passed on the lead in this race by Feathered. Tough outside post. Very good ride. A tick above even money or not. This was a picture-perfect wide post turf ride by Javier Castellano.
He came out getting his position going forward and slid into that gap. There was a separation. She was the best horse, but when you've got the best horse in a bad post, a lot of bad things can happen. He did everything perfect. This was a great ride by Javier. And Todd Pletcher, he's not going quietly into that good night.
No, it's all about a numbers game, and both he and Chad Brown have the numbers. They were busy today. We'll get you up to speed with the trainer standings in a few seconds. And what else happened the day after the Travers? 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, and about $2 million up for grabs in the pick six.
Bird Sense to the outside. She's a True Beauty. Vacation Spot still with plenty of work to do back there in fourth. Not going on now, but Boblette is. Boblette is opened up to lead by 3. And on the outside, it's She's a True Beauty, Bird Sense, and then Vacation Spot, Boblette, and Jose Ortiz by 4.5 lengths. And then it was She's a True Beauty, Bird Sense, and Vacation Spot was fourth. And turns for home on the lead. Castor trying to cut into the gap as they come down to the 8th pole. And then it's Welcoming on the outside and Lady Devil, but it's still Play Unified. Play Unified's got something left in the tank. Play Unified on top. And it's going to be an upset to start the pick six here. Play Unified goes all the way. And then it's Welcoming, followed by Castor. And they're into the stretch. And here comes Aid Milad after It's All Relevant. It's All Relevant. Aid Milad to the outside. Dissident is third. It's All Relevant. Aid Milad. These two into the final 16th. Aid Milad takes the lead. And then It's All Relevant, followed by Dissident in third. Aid Milad pulls away by 2. And then came It's All Relevant, Dissident, and they have to come and get Flashlight. 3/4, 111 flat. They're into the stretch. Flashlight with a 2.5 length lead coming to the 8th pole. And then it's St. Finian in second. Midnight Notes on the inside, followed by Honor the Kitten. And then it's Where's Danny and Cozy Kitten, but it's Flashlight. Flashlight's all alone. And it's going to be wide open behind Flashlight, but he's going to win it clear. Midnight Notes gets up for second, and then St. Finian, followed by Upgrade. And it is Rare Metal on the inside and By Light of Day. And on the outside, here comes Killarney Rose up and after them. It is Rare Metal and Killarney Rose. By Light of Day is third. Late move Daisy Cutter on the outside. Now it's Killarney Rose. Daisy Cutter coming. On the inside, Rare Metal. Killarney Rose, Daisy Cutter. These two down to the wire. Late move from Jadam. Daisy Cutter over Killarney Rose. Then Jadam and
830,000 plus the pick six payout. How many times you hit it? 3?
Man, but how about that, though? You come to the races, you want to have a good time, you're paying for entertainment, and you make a life-changing score.
Crazy. 830K. Congratulations. We hope you were that person that took down the pick 6 today. Rider standings, there's the green and yellow checkered canoe going into the infield lake. Great job by the painters getting it in there. I was really surprised to get to work this morning and see it already placed in the infield pond. Regardless, hat trick today for Irad Ortiz, but Javier Castellano would not go quietly into the night. He walked away with 2, Meg.
Yeah, 10, he's down by 10 with 7 racing days left. It's not unheard of, but it's going to be a tough task the way Irad's riding.
And the race with Feathered in the 10th today, that was a pivotal race because Todd had fallen 3 behind Chad, and he was able to at least make up a victory there.
Well, if Chad wins, then it's 4 with
sure.
7 racing days left. But I think this one's going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be won in dramatic fashion.
Michael Dubb, your defending Saratoga leading owner. He is number 1 at this point with 11. The Generasios doing really well up here with great homebreds, many of them by Disco Rico, and that is just awesome claims. And a busy day it was on the 33rd card of racing in the racing office. We have a couple of slates to bring everybody.
Yeah, and I think a lot of sharp claims. You're seeing horses that are winning, running second, running well, being claimed, and you're seeing multiple shakes. So people are in tune to a lot of the same horses.
Including the same horses that photoed in race 3. That was a wickedly close photo in the 3rd. A bunch were claimed out of the 9th. Couple of people went in for Honor the Kitten. Doubled down again. One of my favorite horses, claimed by Phil Serpy and Drawing Away Stable for $62.5. And you could put a lofty price on that final segment. Monday preview, Better Talk Now, and maybe a little Johnny V in the mix as well. Back here at the spa, getting down to the nitty-gritty regarding cards and Grade 1s. But speaking of Saratoga Grade 1s, as a 5-year-old back in 2004, Better Talk Now won the Sword Dancer for H. Graham Motion.
Yeah, and, you know, Ramon Dominguez fit this horse like a glove. He was a very difficult horse to ride. He used to try to lug in Jason. He ran with an extension blinker on the inside, but those sweet hands of Ramon, I think, was the tonic that Better Talk Now was looking for.
And Graham Motion, I mean, he was a major cog in the wheel there. I mean, he kept Better Talk Now so sharp for so long, multiple Grade 1s over multiple years, and we have got Graham Motion in the mix with a couple of Flaxman homebreds making their U.S. debuts in tomorrow's Better Talk Now. Tale of Life, who was bred in Japan, and Nucifera. Graham does very well with that move, as that formulator stat showed. Bill Mott also does well on the Saratoga turf, and he has got a lot.
Yeah, well, a lot looks like a lot of horse to beat in this race. He got the inside post, mile, inner turf. I think he wants a mile and no more, and he gets the distance he wants and should work out a good trip under Junior Alvarado, who's been riding well.
Chad Brown looking to build upon a meet-leading 28 victories, sends out Dujac. He's also got the New York bred Offering Plan, who comes in off a very easy win at a state bred allowance race.
Yeah, where he caught a lot of pace to run into, 46 and change. He laid back, he came running. I don't see that kind of pace in here, and he also has to deal with an outside post. He's going to have to find another gear, I think, to handle somebody like a lot.
It's a good crew. These $100,000 non-graded overnight stakes have been coming up, just salty affairs.
Very tough.
It really underscores just how hard it is to win at Saratoga Racecourse. And look, the open high-level allowances are not slouches either. And Rosalind, dropping out of a bunch of stakes, is the horse to beat in race number 7.
At Rosalind, last time she was seen on the turf here in the Sheepshead Bay, she wins a Grade 2. She tried the Ogden Phipps. She tried the Delaware Park Handicap on dirt. She's back to a preferred surface. Mile and an eighth might be a bit short for her, but if she can replicate that Sheepshead Bay form, she should be tough.
Final day in August, already Monday, August 31st. Let's backtrack to August 5th. A bunch of these horses were in the wake, and narrowly so, of Granny Mac's Kitten, including Creoles, Patsy's Holiday, and the New York bred Distorted Beauty.
Yeah, Creoles, I think, is going to improve off her first outing in the country for Christophe Command. She finished well here. She gets a 16th of a mile further, and I think she's very much the horse to beat.
Turf is where it's at. Late in the Monday card, 10 races. We get underway at 1 p.m. and a Monday at the Spa, not complete without Andy and Maggie. Here's who they like.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, an interesting 10-race card on Monday, I should say. I thought the 4th race was an interesting race. You've got a couple of maiden breakers in here. Tennessee and Proven Commodity both ran very well in their last starts. They both, though, have speed, and it feels like something could have to give. And I kind of want to bet against these horses. I didn't think their races were that great. And Proven Commodity, actually, one I liked a little more. Trainer Tom Albertine does not have good numbers coming off of maiden wins and dirt sprints. And I'm more interested in the two horses on the outside, the 6-1 and Bean and the 7 Roll Tide Roll. Two horses that both underperformed in their previous races when they were relatively short prices. I think they're both very dangerous, but I'm hoping that Juan and Bean is the one who ends up the bigger price of the two. And he was badly compromised by a lack of pace in his last start. He's not going to have that problem in here. I'm not saying it's going to be a huge blistering pace, but it will be at least an honest pace in here. And I'm hoping that's what Juan and Bina needs to get it done. I want one of the two outside horses here, but Juan and Bina for me, and hopefully a better price in the 4th race as we head to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, for today's Paddock Insider, looking at that Monday card, you're going to have to stick around till race number 10. It's a maiden 40. We're going long on the turf here. And a horse who is a second-time starter coming in off a layoff, off of a trainer change to John Terranova, who, I've said it once, I'll say it again, is having a great meet/year. And he's teaming up with Eric Consell here, and they've had great success together. I'm looking at number 9 in here, Invisible Crown, as he was rained off the turf going back to that Aqueduct debut, and I had just written long on turf is what he wants. So he's going to get to do it here. He drops in class a bit, and I just think he lands in a very opportunistic spot for this comeback and debut as a 3-year-old in tomorrow's 10th race. It's Invisible Crown, your Paddock Insider for tonight. Jay, Meg, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Maggie. Good luck to Andy and Maggie tomorrow afternoon. Good luck to everybody else out there on day number 34. We can't say goodbye without bringing up American Pharoah. Wouldn't be right considering this is the Sunday, the day after the Travers. Assuming the horse is okay, which it sounds like he is, let's play trainer. You're Bob Baffert. You got a great head of hair like Bob. What's the deal going forward?
My personal feeling is if the horse is sound and he's good, I would sweeten him up a little bit, get him a little fresh, and train him into the Breeders' Cup Classic and let people see the real American Pharoah. I think he just looked like a bit of a tired horse yesterday. Maybe he didn't run his A effort and ran into a very good Keen Ice. I don't want to discount what he was able to do, but that's what I would do. I would want to try to go out on a winning note if possible, but if they don't, he doesn't owe anybody anything.
No, he doesn't. First Triple Crown winner in 37 years, but you think about a fresh American Pharoah, other 3-year-olds like Keen Ice, maybe Beholder, Honor Code, could be one heck of a Breeders' Cup Classic.
Could be a classic for the ages, no doubt about it. And what Beholder did in the Pacific Classic was jaw-dropping. If she's able to replicate that, she's going to be tough for anybody to beat.
7 p.m. post time here tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place. Saratoga Insider Joel Rosario took off his mounts today, a bit body sore, expects to be back at it tomorrow afternoon. 10 races, 1 p.m., and we'll see you tomorrow night again on MSG Plus.